It's December the 8th, so we'll have another look at the Forex markets at the start of this week. This is the euro versus the US dollar, obviously in a steep bear trend. I say that every week, of course. It's doing its job, doing what it should do. This trend line here held last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So selling into that trend line worked nicely, which is exactly what you should be doing in a bear trend, selling into a resistance area. So doing that worked nicely. We've traded that trend and we're heading lower again now. We'll see what happens this week, but at the moment we are getting oversold, so perhaps the downside is more limited, but that's not a good enough reason to start picking a bottom and looking for a reversal of this trend. So at the moment, be wary that we could see a bounce in a bear trend, but at the moment, as I say, that's only going to be a recovery for a selling opportunity and will allow us to unwind oversold conditions. There is just one important point to note on this market, on this pair, this euro versus the US dollar. We've got the 200-week moving average at around the 122.35 area. We're not there yet. The low so far, according to my chart, is 122.71, but we are approaching a very important support level. So as I say, we're in a bear trend. We are looking likely to continue lower, although the downside is likely to be more limited with the market so oversold, especially as we approach that important support level at 122.35. The dollar rules at the moment, and cable's certainly coming under pressure. We've finally broken below these November lows at the 155.88 area, 155.88.91 was, and then we had December for the first lows at 155.85. So you can see that sort of area was important. That was broken on Friday, and we're holding below there now Monday morning as I look at these markets. It's 4:15 GMT, so early morning and certainly no chance of recovery at the moment. Outlook looks pretty negative for cable. Getting oversold in the short term, not quite so oversold on the daily chart, but I don't see any reason to be buying into this pair at the moment. Aussie dollar headed lower all of last week, exactly as we expected. So if you'd stayed short with our reports, then you'd have done quite nicely, really, just trading those levels. We're lower again today, Monday morning. So bear trend remains dominant. Dollar is strong. There's no reason to bet against it. We're getting oversold in this pair, but that's not enough of a reason to be buying into it. So stick with the bear trend. I'm going to be repeating myself here, but strong dollar. Same story with the dollar versus the yen. The yen just continues to weaken, the dollar continues to strengthen. There's no reason to get in front of this moving train. There's no reason for it to turn around and halt, even though we're very overbought. So I think we've been sticking to the strategy of buying into dips and looking for the market to recover. That strategy's worked very, very well over the last few weeks and months. We're just going to stick with that until we get an indication to do something else. Dollar's been a little bit more stable against the Canadian over the past few days. You can see that we retested November highs on Friday. We managed to poke just above there, I think 114.66. Yep, that was the high. In November we got to 114.75 on Friday, but that couldn't be sustained. So still a risk of a double top pattern there, with the dollar really not able to make significant gains against the Canadian. We'll see what happens this week. Obviously, we're going to have to clear that 114.66.75 area decisively and see a close above there if we are to continue this nice bull trend that we have been in, well, actually for about 3 years now. Certainly 2.5 years. 3 years, yep. 3 years, even a bit longer. But more recently, since July, it's been quite a good bull trend. But as I say, we're going to have to get through that 114.75 level to keep that going. We are a little bit overbought. So with this double top pattern as well, there is always a risk of a bit of profit taking. Aussie versus the yen's been quite a good pair to trade, actually. We got so overbought here, we were warning that we were overdue a correction. We got that correction within about 2 or 3 days, and since then we've just gone sideways. We've been trading those levels in and out during the day, expecting more sideways movement while we wait for a breakout. So that's also worked quite well over the last week or two. I think we're getting ready for that breakout now. I think we've now unwound that oversold situation enough that we can look for a move to the upside. We've held this important 120 support level for long enough now for it to be a solid base, and we can push higher and eventually retest November highs up there at the 102.80 area. That's what I think the most likely scenario is. If I'm wrong, and if we break below 99.90 down here, these are the late November lows and December lows, then we're going to be heading lower, and we've got targets on our sheets, on our daily reports for you there. Euro versus the pound, it's pretty clear from this chart what's going on. We're in a slightly narrowing range over the last 2 or 3 months. The important levels of this lower trend line here, this upper trend line here. Then we've got some Fibonacci and 100-day moving average action right in the middle here at around the 79, 10, 15 area. So all these levels are on your daily reports for you to trade in and out of. The levels are working quite well actually. If you just trade the levels in this sideways market, there is definitely some money on the table each day. Trading a range bound market can often be nice and easy. You just stick to the levels. To see the markets that we cover, go to daytradeideas.co.uk. On our homepage you'll see our markets. We cover all these Forex markets, we cover all these commodity markets, stock index futures, and also fixed income. Easy to subscribe, just click on the subscribe button. You'll get a report every morning at around 3 a.m. GMT, giving you all our trade ideas, entry, exit, targets, stop loss, everything. All the work's done for you.